I'm Allan Dale from Gale Force Winds, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here in Toronto having great conversations with the good people at Computek. Good things are happening here. There's no doubt about it.
Great things.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us what you do.
Yeah, so my name is James Polley, and I'm the Director of Student Success at Computek College, and I wear three hats. The education hat, we look at the faculty and the program development, make sure that's the proper quality of delivery and so on and so forth, program development. The other part is student services, so customer service with our students, student success, any of those support systems we have in place like workshops and programming and all of the administrative side of getting the student through their journey. The last part is career services, so that involves getting students into practicum placements with employers, and then ultimately working to help them find employment in their field of study. So it's a pretty busy time, but I like it. I like it a lot.
I was going to say, I mean, that's a complex series of conversations there for sure.
For sure.
Let's take the very beginning, when a student sort of makes that first interface with Computek. What's your philosophy on how that should look? It's almost like it's a warm embrace. I'm getting that feeling here.
It is, and so I'm not so much involved in the admissions side, but of course, having said that, we work closely with admissions and that sort of thing. And I think what we want to do is we want to make sure that our prospective students that they're being well informed about good programs of choice that are going to meet their needs. And so I think we do a really good job of telling them a good story and sort of drilling down into where do you want to go and how can we help you get there. So it is a really a caring sort of outreach, and I think I want to call it an exploratory journey into what the student wants to do with their life in Canada.
Right. And then, the other part of that is they enter your door, and you've got you knock down those barriers to help them get in, whether that's financial or otherwise. Yep. Get them into your sort of family setting. Home is a term that's often used here.
Huge, yep.
And then put them in front of instructors with real industry experience. And
yep.
Talk to me about the importance of that.
So, because we are a career college, I think that having that industry experience, because unlike a university or a more, what can I call it, a more academically focused educational institution, career colleges have to connect people with real life experience and what's it like there out in the field. What is it really like to be a PSW, or what's it really like to be a cybersecurity professional? So having those people with that experience is vital. But having said that, they also have to be people who are, I think, well equipped and have a good understanding of how adults learn, and they can bring the students' own views and experience into play and have them be part of the learning equation. That's really important as well.
And then there's the whole sort of back end of it all, right? In and through the academic journey, but then supporting them to make sure that they have jobs and place. In fact, I heard a great story from a recent graduate here who's now a hire here, that they go so far as to follow up and see where you are so
yep.
many months down the road and how you're doing. Talk to me about the importance of making sure that they are successful.
So, yeah, for sure. It is important to make sure that they are successful. I mean, if you want to come down to on a couple of levels, one of them is a requirement by the ministry. They want to know how many of our graduates we find jobs for in their field of study. But if you go beyond that sort of nuts and bolts view of things, we really feel at Computek College that it's not just about let's get this person in the program. Let's sign them up. Let's put that money towards the revenue stream. We want to make sure that they're well nurtured towards that, and it's not without challenges. We have students sometimes who are sort of what would I call them? Lifetime OSAP students, that sort of thing. That's a minority. We want to make sure that the students are well informed and matched with their needs, and then supported all the way through the whole journey. And that doesn't just involve the career services, that involves student services and the kind of workshop assistance that we can give them all the way through counseling and guiding, and make sure that they get all the way through that journey, that it's a holistic journey, and that we do care about. And that's one thing that when I came on board at Computek College, I could really feel that, yeah, that's really true. They do care about that. They do care about the, Muhammad, who said, okay, I'm coming from my country, and now I want to go into healthcare, and I think PSW is a good option for me. I know what it's all about, but how am I going to find a job? And that support that we give them, we're linking them with opportunities, that's really massively implemented here in the college. Something that I'm really happy about.
Yeah, that home feeling, that empowerment of them, it all speaks to me of changing lives, and you must see that unfold in front of you.
No, for sure, changing lives. And I think that one thing that I want to do to add to that equation is awaken the students' sense of what their role is in the whole thing. Sometimes you get people who come from countries where they say, okay, I'm going through this, and now I'm at the end, and so you have to give me a job. But we have to make that realization that you as a student have to be engaged in this as well. You're part of that equation, and when you see that they realize that, it's very rewarding. They know that they're the masters of their own future, basically.
Of course, Computek doesn't stand alone here in this building in Scarborough. It is part of a broader community.
Yep.
That is Scarborough. That is, government agencies, that is community agencies, that are industry partners that hire these people. Talk to me about your vision of being involved with the community.
That's really key, and that's key. If you've spoken to a lot of people, and you get that message again and again, that the community and the various stakeholders within the community, the cultural associations, the community agencies, things like Skills for Change or whatnot, that's part of our central philosophy here. And for me personally, I think that the community-based organizations are invaluable as a source of guidance for our programs. I run things like program advisory committees, and we want to get insight from all of the stakeholders and the community agencies, and those players. They all play a role in shaping the direction and gaining a really good understanding of what the market's looking for in graduates and how we can produce better graduates. They inform us as to how we can do an even better job at preparing our students for roles in society in Canada.
That collaborative nature is vital, but it requires the academic partner to be innovative in their thought process in terms of creating programs to meet that need, and also agile, being able to move fast. Talk to me about that.
Absolutely. So one of the big things for me that I've implemented in other places, and I'm working on implementing here, is drilling down deep and making the connection to the labor market, understanding where are the needs, what are the high growth sectors, and then speaking to those sectors and responding to them, and then developing the training to be able to produce students with the competencies to fill those needs. It's nice to be able to say, okay, we can offer program A, B, C, and D, but we shouldn't be making those decisions on anything less than evidence-based things. So we have to speak to the communities. We have to speak to the market. We have to understand, because our responsibility is not just to educate people and get them jobs. We want to be able to set them up for success. And if they're going into a world where the sectors don't really need people, then we're doing them a disservice. So understanding those sectors and understanding those needs, and developing educational products that match those needs, that's going to be success for our students, I think. That's very important.
An absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you. You talk about success not only from the college's point of view, the students' point of view, but the community's point of view.
Yeah.
And that's really what it's all about.
It's absolutely what it's all about, for sure, 100%.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.